Hey First Violins, this is for the Christmas dreidel. This one is complicated for rhythmic reasons, especially because in the beginning there's a staggered start. So don't get confused. In the beginning there's a pickup to measure 1, and that's the and of beat 2. So when I give you your empty measures in the beginning, you have 1, 2, 1, 2, and the cellos will come in on the and of beat 2. So you'll have the cellos that come in with the basses, then the seconds and violas, and then finally you guys on the and of beat 2 in measure 4. So you really have to count carefully to make sure you enter in on time, okay? When you do enter in at 4, you start on an up bow, and all of the bowings in this are going to be really important that you follow, especially when you get to parts later on in about 42, where you have double up bows. Up, up. And that's important so that you can get back to a down bow. And that way the beginning of most measures are on a down bow, not on an up bow. So I would suggest that if you need to, go in and mark those double ups with a red pencil so that you can make sure you're doing all the bowings, okay? If you're not, and you're doing down, up, down, it'll throw you off for everything else and you'll get backwards and bow-tied and probably out of rhythm, okay? But from the beginning again at measure 4, the pickup, to measure 5, you have an up bow on the A, and then obviously A and F sharp, 8th notes, then A, F natural, so you're just gonna have to stretch your first finger back. Then A and G natural, right? So that's a low 2. Then B, A. And then get to the frog, so you can play your down bow. For A on the G string, you have A, B, A, pluck. And obviously that last A is on an up bow so that you can get back to plucking, okay? Then you have B, G, A, pluck. And then here you might want to tuck your bow into your palm because you're pizzicato for a while. If you need to do open A at 22, you can. But you can see that's a lot of switching around for your fingers, so you might want to try to do 4th finger so you're all on the D string. So you have. And if you aren't thinking in terms of counting for that syncopation, if you think of the lyrics, dreidel, 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 and you put an accent on the dull of the word dreidel for that second measure, I think that'll help you get the syncopation. So again, that's dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, right? So that when you play that, you hear that syncopation. Again. So you can see playing that all on the D string is a lot easier. Then we count our rests. When you get to measure 34, make sure that you don't get confused again by the cellos who happen to play on the downbeat. You play on the upbeat. So you have and 2, and 2, and 2, and 2, right? So make sure that in your head you're just hearing and 2, and 2, and 2 every time that the cellos come in on the beat 1, okay? Or downbeat of beat 1. So measure 34, make sure your first note is always up. So you have up, down, right? And you have rest, A, D, rest, A, D, B, E, B, D sharp, which is the same thing as E flat, low 1, right? So at 36, you have B to E, then E flat or D sharp, again, then back to E, okay? And then this is at 42, where you have the melody again. And I would do 4th finger if you can, so you're not switching strings. Up, up. D sharp, high 3. And that's another reason why you might want to use 4th finger, because you have 0, 1, high 2, high 3, 4. Okay? So maybe play 42 with me. 1, 2, 1, 2. Then at 50, you have your 4th finger B on the E string to a low 2 G natural. Up, up, the bowing here, if you watch on an open string, starts on a down bow, down, up, down, up, down, up, up. Again, that's down, up, down, up, down, up, up. And then you have down, up, down, right? And it should continue, but sometimes you do have a retake, right? Like at 49 to 50, you end on a down bow, and then during that 8th note rest, you're expected to pick your bow back up towards the frog to start again on a down bow. And you do that again going to 54, okay? So please make sure that all of your bowings are followed, because if they're not followed, then you will get backwards in your bow, okay? I'm gonna stop this video here for now so we can get to the second page in video 2, so it's not as long, okay? All right, happy practicing.